Welcome to part 2 of our NTT Cybersecurity Talks at the NTT University here in Berlin today. We have the second topic, which will be around smart societies and smart cities today. And I want to welcome Hans-Wilhelm Dünn, President of the German Cybersecurity Council, an innovative thinker with a lot of background in politics and business, and I'm pretty interested in what you think about that. We have Christian Koch, who is a security expert who combines compliance knowledge with innovation in cybersecurity. So Christian, nice to having you here as well. And Johannes Drooghaag, who is the CEO of Spearhead Management and also social media influencer, photographer and part-time philosopher. So welcome. So, we all discuss smart societies. We discuss IoT and cloud. It's omnipresent. It's all around us. A lot of people see cybersecurity as an inhibitor of accelerating the digital transformation in that direction. So my question is now for you, Hans, first. How do you see the situation here? Do you agree with the statement that cybersecurity is an inhibitor for the transformation?
No. I think cybersecurity is a central process and business enabling. And if you see, the backbone of the German industry are the SMEs. And if you have a total failure of the IT infrastructure of an SME in Germany, after 2 days, you have the first cash out. And I think that is existential, and there you can see how important it is.
Okay. What is your experience then in the day-to-day life as a security expert on that side?
I think that that security is a prohibitor for the innovation. That's a typical statement that we get from many people because they do not really have security awareness. And it's important that we show all the people what does security really mean for their life, what are the risks, what is the value on security, and we combine this, then we can have the real value for this, guys.
Johannes, any?
What I believe is that security is seen as a blockade because we have failed to build security from the beginning into everything we do. So we have to retrofit it. And then suddenly things that were possible before are no longer possible. And that leads to people thinking it's blocking them. But in reality, it's protecting them, it's saving them. If we have a power outage, we all suffer from that. And much more than we now can realize. It's not about the lights, it's about life support systems, everything. And a failure in the cybersecurity can cause exactly that, a power outage. And a power outage which takes days or weeks when it really hits the fan. And that's the way we need to change the thinking. It's not blocking, it's protecting.
I agree with your statement on that side, but you see, everyone in the market is saying, okay, we will have a beautiful future. We speak about the modern society, and because of you, we are not moving fast enough because security is always in a negative press. If something happens, we talk about security. If nothing happens, no one talks about security. Is that maybe also a reason why we see that?
I think we have to show that it is an advantage. Yeah? If you are a CEO, you have only one interest. Normally you would say, hey, we have no problems with IT, yes? And we have no accident, we have no hacking attack, we have no data leak. But I think you have to say, hey, if you want to be a player in the next 5 years, if you want to generate your own digital transformation, a future view for your company, then is cybersecurity your enabler for that. And it helps you to make money, yes? And I think that is very important because we have a lot of scenarios, blackouts and so on. And I think you have to say, hey, if you want to be a winner in the future, then you have to understand cybersecurity.
So cybersecurity as a differentiator.
Yeah, I fully agree with this statement. I think it's really a situation that you can see security as a competitive advantage in your business.
Yes.
When you we take the example of the power networks, and you see all the components in the power networks, and of course we have the issue that an outage can happen. But when you sell your products with security in mind, when you suggest to the companies that build up a network, everything in a secure way, this is a real advantage, and you have to see this in your business, and you have to tell this to your customers, and then we can change the mindset.
If you want autonomous driving, yes, for the automotive sector, yes. We have not only the DAC 30 consents, we have 900 automotive suppliers. And without cybersecurity, no autonomous driving. That's the answer.
No one wants to
That's
drive
fact.
a car that hits a wall because
Yes.
it has been hijacked.
And we have to look at reality and the benchmarks. If you look at OEE as manufacturing standard and you say 99% uptime, 99% OEE, you're the master of your industry.
Yeah.
We are beaten when we get 99.999% because it's about the 0.0001% that we didn't catch. And those are the big risks. It's that little small margin, and that's what people see. They don't see the 99.999% security that we're already capable of providing. And that's also something that we have to learn to speak about and to show. And that will also help us to be seen as an enabler for innovation because we protect it. It's not about today, it's about next month and 5 years from now, and that's our job.
Yeah, and I think that's a good point that we have to talk positive about what the good things we are doing because we are always negative in the press. On the other hand, and I want to switch a little bit to one more technical aspect of the smart society. It's the IoT component, or IIoT in the industrial area, where we have in fact the challenge that a lot of new technologies, people are concerned about the level of security, standardization in that area. Is that not, is it a fair statement that we have to catch up on that side, or what is your perspective, Christian?
I think when we talk about all the devices that are in place that you have at home or in smart cities and so on, many people do not really think about the security. It's just a cool device. I can speak with this device and I can switch on the light or switch on the coffee machine, whatever. And they just see the functionality. And they trust these devices. Yeah. And this is normally one of the issues that we have. We just trust it and do not ask, is it secure? Is it not? What happened with my data? Do they analyze it somewhere else? And when we talk about a complete security concept, I think we have to be aware what's going on. And when you compare this, for example, with the autonomous driving example we had before, it's the same. We have to trust the car. And this is one thing that we should tell the people. And you have mentioned that when we talk about all the complete environments, that all the people have some issues in the understanding how does it really work, what is the relationship between all the devices and on the technical perspective.
I think in the field of critical infrastructures, the decision makers and the bots, they don't understand that we have a large connected neighborhood. And we have an asymmetric setting, and the attackers, they don't want to attack the nuclear power plant. They go to the engineers' offices, yes, and then they attack the French nuclear power plant about the way of the different, perhaps, suppliers, yes, and it's all connected, and it's a complex system, yes, and for that you need a holistic approach, yes. You need a security approach, and it's not only IT security. It's very complex.
That's completely right. When you want to attack a company, the easiest way is to attack the coffee machine, because it is connected.
Why go through the highly protected front door when the side window is open? That's the part. And we see two very interesting developments at the moment. We see a lot of new technology by which we can question if they have security by design. And you make a very good point by saying that the consumer is not really interested in that. They just see the specifications and they see the function and they see the fun. And the second thing that we see is that we have a legacy of infrastructure, of critical infrastructure. 82%, I checked it yesterday, 82% of the current critical infrastructure is not built in this century. They don't have anything when it comes to security and security by design, but they are connected. Because somewhere in that box is a PLC, and we want to read data from that PLC, so we have, in 1999, hooked it up to a network, and then the network to a firewall, and that's scary.
Yes, and it's dangerous. I think we should stop the discussion about critical infrastructure sector, because everything is connected.
It's connected.
Everything, yes, and that is dangerous, because the people say, I'm in critical infrastructure. Nobody in the government knows what is the definition of critical infrastructure. What should I do? Oh, you have an IT security law. That is a big problem, yeah? Dangerous, very dangerous.
So if you talk about the omnipresent connectivity, and I totally agree with your statement because it's not an isolated topic, but also we have big advantages with the modern society, because if I look at Japan with Society 5.0, they put the people in the center and they want to generate good things. So for a closing remark, I want to turn it a little bit on a positive way. What makes you think positive about the digital transformation, also in consideration with cybersecurity? What makes you feel good about the future in that area?
I think we will get new generations, yes. Look at the moment we have a leading generation, they don't grow up with a computer.
Yep.
And I think, for example, my kids, they are 7 and 10 years old, they understand it, they need it, they take the media and they understand that they have to be careful and so on. I think that is a positive signal and a big chance for the new generations.
Good point.
I think when we have a look to the new generation, then for them it's normal to use the technology. They cannot imagine how can we live without the technology. When I talk to my kids, they don't know how to listen to music without streaming. That's normal. And I think this is important that the new technology is part of their life. And this is the positive, that it has to be part of the life in a secure way. And when we tell this to all the people and show them the benefits that they have from the new technology, then we will find a way that it works in a combination of usability, security, and all the new benefits that you have.
Johannes, what makes you feel good?
What makes me feel good is the tech for good. The Sustainable Development Goals, we are building new solutions to be better parents to the environment we're living in, to be better parents to the earth, and technology is enabling that. And if we then protect it with cybersecurity, we make sure that it will continue to innovate and it will continue to protect the planet. And we need that planet, otherwise there's no use for IoT, right?
Great closing words here. Thanks a lot. This was part 2 of the cybersecurity talks here in Berlin. Thanks a lot to my guests and have a nice day. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.